Oh, I'm sorry, Kenny, and then we'll come over.
Kenny Bruce, SceneDaily.com. Carl, you won't be here tomorrow. Do you have any idea what your team will do as far as preparing for it? And how big of a negative is it that you won't be here with them for those final two practices?
I think that it is a negative that I won't be here. I don't think it's a huge negative, though. I feel very comfortable at this racetrack. And I feel that the race is long enough, and that as long as if I can get a good qualifying spot, I think we'll be really good. We've got a good enough group of teammates that are going to, large enough group of teammates that are going to be here that we can lean on them a little bit. And then Bill Elliott is going to, hopefully have a little bit of time to hop in the car and try some different stuff we want to work on. And that's just pretty cool for me that Bill Elliott's going to drive my race car. But he'll be able to help us a little bit. That's our plan.
Hey, Carl, Eric Branch with the Santa Rosa Press-Democrat. In recent years, there's been some talk that this may not be the most fan-friendly race just because it's really hard to pass. It's come down to fuel strategy, that type of thing. I mean, with the new guidelines letting you guys, kind of race a little bit more, I mean, this being the first road course of the season under those guidelines, I mean, do you think fans could expect a little more, I don't know, bumping and banging?
Yeah, maybe they could expect more, but the problem is that even if a guy wanted to bump somebody out of the way and rough him up a little bit, it's hard to move him out of the way hard enough to end his day. So he'll be right back to you, quickly. So I don't think you'll see more rough driving. You know what I mean? But and I don't know if this is good or not, but I do believe you'll see a little different fuel strategy with the potential for all the green, white checkers. It could be a very different finish to the race, and we talked about that a little bit the other day at Road America because it's so big, but this place is pretty big too. And if you get guys start running out of fuel on one green, white checker, then there's another one, and I mean it could be a really strange finish to the race. But I don't know. All the fans I've talked to like the race in here, though. There's some diehard oval racing fans that don't understand it, but the people who understand this type of racing, I think really, really appreciate it. I know I've always watched it, as a fan. I always thought this was really neat.
We got Dustin. Go ahead, go there, and then come back to Dustin.
Carl, Mark Dembski, KTXL Television out of Sacramento. Talk about what the cars go through in this race, and I'm sure it's more than what, riding on the ovals. And if you take care of your equipment during the race, does the car run better?
Yeah, my car goes through a lot usually here. That's not always good. You hit the curbs, and every once in a while, we all find ways to hit the curbs extremely hard, and that's not good. And then the biggest, probably the dumbest move I've made here that surprised me was I was driving down the front straightaway and I was trying to really apex the first left-hander. And I kept getting closer and closer to the wall, and I finally hit the wall with the left side of the car on the inside of the track. And the wall's like right here by your head, and it bam. I thought, man, Bob will never know how I scraped the wall with the left side of my race car like that. But that the car goes through a lot. The brakes have to be worked very hard. The transmission gets used more than any other track we go to. I'd say that this is these road courses are very, very taxing on the vehicle. And plus, you can get down here and get spun around and hit and banged, and the cars can still be competitive, but it can be really bent up after the race.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. A couple things, Carl. One, to clarify, you said Elliott's going to be in your car. He's also going to do some time in Paul Menard's car tomorrow, correct? Yeah, and I think Paul and them had some more. I think that's priority one for them, and then if he has time, he's going to run 10 laps or something in our car. Second of all, at what point do you guys, your team, have to starting to look at not pitting when everybody else pits in some of these oval races to get the 5 bonus points for leading a lap, because all the guys around you in those positions right now have a lot more bonus points? At what point do you have to start looking at that type of tactic?
Well, we just have to we have to weigh it. We have to get all the points we can. But last weekend, for example, we were running well enough. I thought we had a chance at a top 5 finish. So you don't want to stay out. We didn't want to stay out and try to lead a lap that way and lose track position. So it's a balance. If we were running, towards the back of the lead lap, then we should be thinking about that. But we're not quite there yet. You know, we'll have to, if we're having a bad day though, we'll think about that. You know.
So you're almost in this in between.
Yes. Yeah.
Any questions for Carl upstairs? Anything further down here? Carl, thank you for your time and good luck this weekend.
Thanks, guys.